Hello and welcome back. Before I come to the main subject, let me tell you a small story from our Purana. The king Satyavrata approached his Rajaguru, Maharshi Vasistha, with an ambition to go to heaven along with his mortal body, which means going to Swarga Loka alive. Vasistha Maharshi refused to fulfill his request by advising the king that his wish is against the laws of nature and being a mortal, entering the heaven with a physical body is impossible. Satyavrata was adamant, and upon this refusal, he approached Vasistha Maharshi's son, Shakti Maharshi, to help him. But this angered the Shakti Maharshi, as this approach was already had been refused by his father, Vasistha Maharshi, and cursed Satyavrata, turning him into Chandala, that is Trishanku. This horrific form of Satyavrata forced him to leave his people and kingdom, renouncing all his royalties. He crowned his son Harishchandra on throne and walked out to the wilderness. During his wanderings, Trishanku met sage Vishwamitra and pleaded him for help. Upon hearing the situations, Vishwamitra, who had an intense rivalry with Vasistha, he accepted Trishanku's request without any second thought and agreed to perform the necessary rites to raise Trishanku to the heaven with his physical body. With the ascetic powers of the sage, he began the yagnas and Trishanku started ascending to heaven. Upon his arrival in the heaven, the Devas refused to permit Trishanku to enter and tossed him out. The furious Vishwamitra would not accept the defeat by Devas. Using all his power, Vishwamitra created a parallel heaven which is popularly known as Trishanku Swarga. Yes, it is a very ancient story from our Purana. Chariots of the Gods, a famous book by a Swiss author, Enrich Von Danken, has written about an iron pillar in it, which is standing in the middle of the open space, exposed to all kinds of weathers since thousands of years without getting affected from rust and dust. On this pillar, there is a very ancient scripture which says that a king by name Chandra, who ruled the land up to the southern seashore, crossing saptha sindu, later he left the earth and reached heaven along with his mortal body. This iron pillar is standing in a place called Mehrauli at the outskirts of Delhi. The word Mehrauli does not have any meaning. However, it is analyzed as the name is derived from Mehrauli. It signifies the township where Varaha Mihira, a famous astronomer, lived during Chandragupta period. Further, it is said that the King Chandra refers to King Chandragupta Maurya, and this magnificent structure in front of this pillar was called as Vishnu Stamba or Meru Stamba. Today, this magnificent and tall structure, elongated towards the sky, is popularly known as Qutub Minar. Our recent history book says that it was built by Qutubuddin Aibak. If you sit in a helicopter and look down at this structure from the top, it appears like this, which resembles a lotus flower. But Islamic structures are not built like this anywhere in the world. If we walk inside the Qutub Complex, we would feel that we have entered a Hindu temple. The architecture, sculptures over the walls and roof dome all resembles Hindu temple architecture. We can also see the disfigured statues of Ganesha and many other Hindu gods on the other side of the complex. Is there any answer why Qutubuddin Aibak built such a beautifully decorated tall structure? A well-known Muslim archaeologist, Sir Syed Ahmad Khan, has also confirmed that Qutub Minar is a Hindu structure. Earlier, there were so many temples here, and in the midst of them, this tallest structure was built with a height of 72.5 meters and a base of 14.3 meters in diameter, which reduces to 2.7 meters at the top of the peak, resembling Mount Meru. Unfortunately, the only entrance, which is at the north side of the structure, is closed nowadays. It is the only stairway of 379 steps, which will take almost an hour to climb up to the top. This structure was built with 27 windows and 27 temples right surrounding to them in accordance with the stars. To achieve the complete darkness inside, they have cladded the walls using the black stones, because this Vishnu Stamba was not just a temple complex. It was also a university of astronomy during those days. There is a said that one of our well-known ancient astronomer, Varahamihira of Chandragupta period, used to practice and research his astroscience standing on this Vishnu Stamba, and presented his book Panchasiddhantika Bruhat Samhita, which is still a backbone of astronomy and astroscience. But we have a small problem to accept that this structure was built by Chandragupta Maurya. The scripture written on the iron pillar says that the king Chandra was ruling from the north end to the southern seashore, crossing saptha sindu, while Chandragupta never had crossed our today's Maharashtra. At the end, he took Sallekana Vrata, that is a vow, fasting to death, and left his mortal body at Shravanabelagola of Karnataka. That means this Vishnu Stamba was not built by Chandragupta or Varahamihira. Now let's go back to Satyavrata's story again. A replica of Star World, beautiful surroundings. Maybe all around there was a temple complex earlier, and in the center there was this magnificent Vishnu Stamba in the shape of Mount Meru, with a Garuda Gamba right front to it. In addition to them, there were 27 temples for 27 stars. There was a replica of heaven. Does it means this was the structure Trishanku Swarga built by sage Vishwamitra? The place Mehrauli was Mitravali earlier, derived from super intelligent and great sage Brahmarshi Vishwamitra. The name Chandra mentioned on the iron pillar, could it be a name of Harishchandra, who helped his father Satyavrata to ascend into heaven along with his physical body? Was this today's Qutub Minar a Vishnu Stamba built by Varahamihira, or Trishanku Swarga built by Vishwamitra? What do you think? Leave your thoughts in the comment section. I am Neelakantaya Basavanna. Do thumbs up to my videos and share it with your family and friends. Be a subscriber and keep the bell notifications on for my further videos. Thank you all.